Hi friends! Today we're going to learn about an artist, Yayoi Kusama. She's a Japanese artist who likes polka dots. Let's watch a video about Yayoi Kusama. The Dotty World of Yayoi Kusama. Kusama was born in 1929 in Nagano, Japan. Her wish was to become a painter when she grew up. She started to paint a lot of pictures around 10 years old. Her mother did not allow her to paint and told her that one day she'd have to marry a rich man and become a housewife. However, Kusama knew exactly what she wanted to do. She wanted to be an artist. At this age, she began to experience vivid hallucinations. She painted bright contrasting colors and repeated organic shapes. She went to New York City in 1957 and settled there to pursue her passion for art. She had a suitcase full of drawings. In New York, Kusama devoted herself to her art. Life was not easy. Her art pieces were exhibited together with Andy Warhol in the pop art, and Kusama drew every day and started painting nets. She painted from dawn to dusk. The pumpkins have been a source of inspiration for Kusama since childhood. To her, pumpkins represent a source of radiant energy. In New York, she was also involved in body painting festivals, fashion shows, and anti-war demonstrations. She returned to Japan later on to settle down in order to heal herself. She continues to work till today. Let's see some of her amazing works. Her hallucination has given her the inspiration to portray the world as she sees it. She now lives in a mental hospital in Japan. Her art studio is just opposite the hospital. She continues to do her art and meet her patrons at her art studio. With the medical help, she is able to focus on her passion and continue to amaze us with her art. I'm just another dot in the world. Yayoi Kusama's flower sculpture. Here are some of her flower sculptures. Can you see the polka dots? Your assignment. We're going to be creating a polka dotted sunflower. So we're going to watch the demonstration video I've prepared for you.
Some black paint, some lines. So you just saw a little story about the artist Yayoi Kusama, and we're going to do a project. So from the video, you know that she likes flowers and she likes polka dots and she wears a lot of polka dots. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a polka dotted sunflower because it's sunflower season. Okay, so what you're going to need for this project, it's going to be a 2-week project. And at the end of this lesson, this is what you're going to be left with. You're going to be left with some green paper with black polka dots and some black paper with white polka dots and some orange paper with white polka dots. And then we'll have to wait for these to dry and we'll finish next week. So what you're going to need for this whole project is some black paint, some white paint, You always need a pencil, scissors, a glue stick, and then something to make a dot with. So I have the top of a water bottle here. I have the top of the Arizona bottle here. I have a glue stick, which you have in your supply box. So, and you even have the finger. Your finger will make a dot. Okay, so let me show you how we're going to do this. I'm going to move my paint out of the way. I'm going to move these supplies out of the way over here. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to get my nice blue paper out of the way because that's going to be my background, and that's 12 by 18 inches long. Okay, I also put my paint on a paper plate. I know it's a little hard to see, but the white paint is right here, and this is the black paint. So because I'm starting, we always want to work from light to dark. So I'm going to start with my little square of black paper, and I'm going to write my name and room number on it. So I am Mrs. M, and my room number this year is 306D. And I know you probably can't see that, but this is a good way of making sure that you get back your work next week. Okay, so what we're going to do is, because I know everybody's got a glue stick in their supply bin, we're going to use the glue stick to make our dots. So I'm going to dip it into the white paint, right? Like that, dip it in, and I'm going to stamp some dots. Am I worried about my dots being perfect? Nope. Do I care if they're a little bit smudgy? Nope. Should you care? Nope. Okay, so dot that paper, then put that on the side to dry. Okay, then we're going to stick with the white paint. So here we go. I've got my orange paper, but if you don't have orange paper, you might have red paper or you might have yellow paper. Okay, I'm going to use my top of my water bottle. But again, if we're in school, we really shouldn't be using this. So we're going to stick with the glue stick if we're in school, and you'll just go and you'll make dots with that. But I have this at home. So if you're a virtual learner and you're doing this at home, you can do the same thing. You can dip it into your white paint and give it a little squish, pick it up, and look at that nice white circle you've got. And you're going to do that all across your page, okay? Just like this. Uh-oh, what did I forget? That's right, my name and room number. So let me write that down. Mrs. M, 306D. There we go. Just want to make sure that I'm going to get my work back next week and there's not going to be any confusion. Okay. There we go, all the way across. Right, so that's what it looks like when you use the top of an Arizona iced tea bottle. Right, like that. And then I'm going to put this on the side to dry. Okay? All right. Now I have my green paper. So name and room number, Mrs. M, 306D. I'm not sure you can see it because it's a pencil and not a white crayon, but there you go. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to go back to my glue stick. So I'm going to get a little baby wipe. I'm just going to wipe the paint off. These are in your supply box. I'll have a baby wipe. If you are in class, I will have a baby wipe for you. If you are at home, just ask your mom for a wet paper towel. That's what I have. Okay, so now I'm going to use my black paint. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use my glue stick to make the dots. Remember, I've always told you, you can make art with anything. Or painting with a glue stick. How about that? Okay, I'm going to go all the way across, like this. So that, all the way. Until my paper is all filled up. Okay? Doesn't take that long. Okay? There we go. And I'm not worried if some of the polka dots didn't come out perfect, but if you're worried, you can always go back and stamp over them. but I'm not real worried about it, okay? And you won't either. So now if you're in school, you'll take that same baby wipe, you'll wipe off the edge of your glue stick before you put it back in your supply box. If you're at home, get a little wet paper towel, because nobody wants glue all over, paint all over everything, right? So there it is, it's nice and clean. I can put that back in my supply box. And now I'm gonna wait for these to dry. And then next week when we have art, we'll make our flower. Okay, hi friends, it's a week later and we're getting ready to construct our sunflower. So I got my 3 pieces of paper back because I wrote my name and room number on the back. I've got my 3 pieces of paper. And for this part of the project, we're gonna need a pencil, some scissors, and your glue stick. So here's what you're gonna do. The first thing that we're going to do is we're gonna cut out a center for our sunflower. So we're gonna take our black piece of paper with the white polka dots, and we're gonna try to cut a circle as best we can. So now it might be hard to do that whole curve, so you can cut off the corners like this, and then maybe go back like that, okay? Or you can take your pencil and draw it on the back, and then you'll have a line to follow. Okay, so there's the center of my sunflower. Next, I'm going to cut out the stem. So here's the stem, and then I'm going to cut some leaves. Look, there's the stem and the leaves. And you can see the stem is a curvy line. Line's one of those elements of art. So what I'm going to do for my stem is I am going to turn my paper over, and I'm actually going to draw a big letter S. There we go, the letter S. There we go. I know you probably can't see it. So let's see if I can get a marker for you to see. Okay, I've got a nice marker this now so you can see it. So I'm going to draw a big letter S, and then I'm going to follow that line right next to it like this, and I'm going to do another letter S, okay? So that's going to be my stem, and I'm going to cut right on that line. Look, whoosh. I'm going to follow it. See how I'm using, my scissor isn't moving, but my other hand that's holding the paper is moving, right? So scissors stay still, and the paper moves. So whatever hand you're holding your scissors in, it just goes chomp, chomp, and the other hand goes woo, woo. Okay, there you go. There's my stem, okay? And now I'm going to cut some leaves. So for the leaves, I'm just going to draw some like oval-y type of shapes. And I'm going to do that right on the back of my paper. You're going to do it with a pencil, but I am going to do it with a marker. And you can probably get about 3 leaves, maybe 4. I'm going to do 3, okay? Do 3. And again, remember, scissors stay still, paper moves. See how my left hand is moving, but my right hand isn't. Okay, so there's my 1 leaf. And now I'm going to do 2 more. And if I'm not following the line exactly, I'm not worried about that either. Because you know what? I'm going to turn them over and it's going to be fine. So now I have the center of my flower cut. I have 3 leaves and I have my stem. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the petals to my flower. So we're going to do this a little bit differently. Here's my paper. So here's what I'm going to do for that. I'm actually going to fold my paper in half like this, right? Then I'm going to fold my paper in half again. So remember, I'm folding white sides together. So it's a hot dog bun like this. I'm folding it hot dog style, see? Nice and long and skinny. Then I'm going to take that and the folded edge, I'm going to fold that again in half. Okay, and then I'm going to fold this in half again. And that's going to give me the right size for my petal. So when I open it up, you'll see I'm going to have 8 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, if your hands are strong enough, you can actually just draw a petal shape right on this paper. Okay, and cut them all out at once. But if your hands aren't strong enough, then what we can do is we can draw multiple petals, and you can cut them out like 2 at a time. That's up to you, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them all out at once because my hands are strong enough. But again, your hands might not be strong enough to do this, and that's okay. We'll just draw more for you, or someone will help you, or you can draw them yourself, okay? So there we go. I now have all my petals cut out. There we go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now we're going to use a glue stick. So here's my paper right here. And you know what? I kind of want to lay everything out to see what it's going to look like. So I'm going to start with my stem. And I'm going to make sure that goes right to the bottom of my paper. Okay. And I like where that is, so I'm going to put some glue on the back. And I'm going to glue it down. There we go. Then I'm going to start with the center of my flower. Okay. I'm going to put some glue on that. And that's going to go up there. And it doesn't have to touch the stem because it's going to be petals, right? So now I'm going to get my leaves. And I'm going to put some glue on the back of them. 1 leaf. 2 leaves. Let's see, where should I put the third one? I'll put the third one down here. What do you think? I think that's a good spot. And now I'm going to glue on my petals. Okay? Little glue and stick. Now, you can lay them all out and see how much you like them. I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. Okay? Alrighty. There they are. Oops, sorry about that. There we go. There we go. Now, if your petals are a little too tall for your paper, that's okay. Just let them stick off. It's fine. It's okay. It actually kind of makes the artwork jump off the page a bit. And that's kind of fun too, right? Alrighty. Remember, flowers are organic, so we don't have to worry too much about the shape, too much. All right, once it's all glued down, remember what we do? We turn our paper over and we go, oh, I hope it sticks. I hope it sticks. And guess what? 90% of the time it does. Remember to sign your artwork. That's important. So remember, I am Mrs. M, and I'm in 306D. Your room number is going to be different. If you can't remember your room number, it's on your Google Classroom. It says your room number and then your classroom teacher's name. So you'll always know where your room number is. If you're in class, we'll just help remind you. It won't be a big deal. Alrighty, I hope we get to hang these up in the hallway because then I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone creates. See you later.
Okay, so we've completed our artwork. What's next? Well, I need you to submit your work. So if you're a virtual student, we're going to upload a photo to Google Classroom. And you know what? We're going to do that in class too, so we can show you. But I'll keep a video tutorial at the top of the Google Classroom stream just in case. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of your amazing artwork.